Welcome to FluteChats.com, a flute podcast with host Viviana Guzman.
I'm here today for the San Diego Flute Guild Festival, and I have with me the wonderful flutist Christina Jennings. And well, I just wanted to start and ask you if you could tell us a little bit about your musical training, how you started with the flute.
I'd be happy to. I'm so happy to be here with you and to see you after all this time. It's really serendipitous. So I came to the flute. I'm from a musical family. My father was in a string quartet for 25, 30 years called the Concord String Quartet. And so he's a violinist and my mother's a pianist. And I have two sisters from a family of 3 girls, and we all play musical instruments. And I decided at a very early age that I wanted to play an instrument that I could really distinguish myself.
And that you have.
And meaning that I did not want to play an instrument that anyone in my family played. So that's where the flute
And now
came.
you've done it in the whole world.
Well, who knows about that? But yeah, no, it's great. I mean, the flute suits me in many ways. I think growing up, I missed being able to play the juicy, romantic, string quartet repertoire, but quickly came to just be enamored by the flute and, to find my own voice in it. Yeah.
And then where did you study?
I went to Juilliard, and that's where we know each other. I studied there for 6 years, my undergrad and master's.
And with whom?
With whom? I studied with Jeannie Baxtresser, the amazing Jeannie Baxtresser, who has a sound like no one else. I think that's why I was so attracted to her teaching style and everything. And then switched to Carol Winsense, completely different direction. And then after Juilliard, I had the great fortune to work with Leon Weissy a little bit at Rice University. She's also an amazing lady.
We overlapped quite a bit because I was with Carol in Banff. And I never studied with Leon Weissy, but I did go to Rice.
Oh, you did? See, the music world is so small. I mean, as all worlds are, but so they're sort of the holy trinity of teachers as far as I'm concerned. They're really each have such a unique perspective on flute playing and musicianship and life, and I learned so much from them.
Nice. And then, so after school, then what did you do?
I did a lot of different things. I would say I did a little bit of everything. The only thing I never did was orchestral auditions. That was the one path I just never found myself attracted to. But I did, I was sort of addicted to competitions for a number of years and did the circuit.
And which ones? Which ones did you win?
I won. The big one was the Concert Artists Guild competition, which helps a lot.
It does.
Yeah, it's just one way of sort of getting down that path, and did a lot of traveling, not the kind of traveling that you do, but my own version of traveling, and it was great. And then I moved to Houston, which we also have in common, which we haven't talked about. And I did play in the Houston Grand Opera
You're
for
kidding.
a little while.
I did too.
Piccolo.
Oh, okay.
And did some interesting projects there.
How
and
funny.
I know.
We so overlap.
I know, it's funny. I think I did everything after you, but that's all right. And then got married to a violist, a wonderful violist, and he got a job, his first teaching job that he ever applied for at the University of Oklahoma. We lived there for a number of years, and then this teaching position opened up in Boulder, and amazingly came back to me, and we've been living there now for 5 years, and it's great. I love it.
It's such a nice setting.
It is a nice setting, and it's a really good combination for me of teaching and being able to perform and being able to live life, and so I'm happy there.
And you're a new mom, or so to speak.
Yes.
Tell us about how do you balance the home life, the mom with the career, because you still maintain a very active solo career as well.
Yeah, I try. I don't think anyone is really prepared for what it's going to be like after post kids. I know that the one thing that is for sure is that I definitely thought I was busy before I had kids, and now it's a new definition. It's really a new definition, but it's so rewarding and it makes me certainly a much more sympathetic teacher, that's for sure, because I really think about I think about daily life more through the perspective of the lens of a mother now. But I think the balancing act is definitely, I think it's hard for everybody, and there aren't a lot of role models actually in the flute world of successful concert performers and parents.
Well, I was struck by so many of our role models are men, and who had wives who raised the kids. So that's why you're going to be one of our pillars here.
In the flute world in particular, there really aren't that many great role models for that.
Having said that, I did think of Paula Robeson, who had a family as well, and Carol Winslow.
Yeah, absolutely. There definitely are those role models for sure, but they're just not as prevalent.
Definitely, yeah.
But I don't know. I'm kind of inspired by the challenge of it, and tried to squeeze time in to do everything, and it's great to be able to come do something like this and just embrace all sides of yourself that way. So
we're here at the San Diego Flute Festival, and after this, what do you have coming up?
I have a flute seminar that I direct every year called the Panoramic Flutist.
Oh, yes, I've heard about it.
Yeah, we should talk about that. Which is really fun. And this year, Leon Bicey and I direct it together.
Great. And when is that going to be?
It's end of May, beginning of June.
Oh, coming right up.
Yeah. So we have usually quite a number of flutists that come to Boulder, and then we're doing it with Lisa Garner-Santa, who will be doing daily yoga classes every day,
nice.
in addition to doing some flute master classes. So that's really a nice couple of days in Boulder.
And what days specifically?
May 31st through June 3rd.
Okay. Yeah.
Coming right up. Yeah. And then the whole family we're getting in the new minivan that we just bought and driving to Greenwood Music Camp, where we'll be teaching for 5 weeks.
Oh, wonderful.
A really wonderful chamber music camp.
In what state?
It's in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in western Massachusetts.
Oh, nice.
So that will be fun. And then the flute convention is coming up.
Right.
Which I'm excited about, and we're playing the Bordelli Concerto there.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So it'll be fun. And Carol is the Lifetime recipient, Achievement Award recipient.
Oh, nice.
So that will be nice to honor her in that special way. So and then back to school after that. So
great. Well, that sounds like a very full couple of months coming up.
But I love the variety of it, and getting to be lots of different places and wear different hats and
good.
Yeah.
Words of advice for a young flutist?
I think, especially after hearing a whole bunch of wonderful young flutists play today.
We heard in the competition.
I think my words of advice are to be inspired by, to find the inner inspiration not from technical grounding, but from a real life experience. And so much of what we have to say as artists comes from our daily life and from our inspiration and from the sublime and from different art forms, rather than practicing scales and arpeggios and etudes, which are so important. But I think that it's important. It's ultimately important to be inspired beyond the page, and to make sure that you're really connecting with your audience that way, and that you have something to say.
Good.
Yeah.
And do you have a website?
Yes, I do. ChristinaJennings.com.
How about recordings?
I have 2 wonderful recordings.
And what are they called?
With wonderful collaborators. Winter Spirits is the first one, and the Jennings-Johnson duo with my wonderful friend Laura Johnson.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and hopefully some other projects coming up too soon as well. So.
And they're available?
Easiest way is probably Flute World.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's Christina Jennings, and we'll be seeing a lot more of her this year at the National Flute Association. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me.
It's great to connect again.
Yeah, definitely. Bye.